Okay, Tiki, go ahead and hide up here. I'm gonna start soon. Okay, stay there, Tiki. Hi everyone, my name is Marinette Dupanching, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make macarons. My dad Tom owns a bakery, and it's one of the best bakeries in all of Paris, and he's the one who taught me this recipe. He said that it's perfect to make for Valentine's Day, which is coming up soon. I'm going to be making my macarons for Adrien Agreste. Oh, he's the most perfect, handsome, he's so nice. Oh, and I'm also going to be making them for my friends like Alia and Nino and Kit, Chat Noir and Ladybug, the heroes of Paris. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started with our macarons. The first thing we need to do is mix together our dry ingredients for our macarons. I'm going to be using a food processor so that way our powder will get very, very thin and it'll create some beautiful and shiny macarons. So, I am going to add 1 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, 1 cup of almond flour. That's what makes macarons so special, is that they always use almond flour. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Alright, so with all of our dry ingredients together, I am going to go ahead and turn on the food processor. You want to blend this until your powder is completely fine, so it might take a few minutes. So once all of your dry ingredients are blended into a very fine powder, we're going to go ahead and transfer those into a different bowl. Papa says that it is best if you use a mesh strainer to get out all of those lumps and clumps, but I think I'm going to skip that step. Shh. Make sure to be very careful and don't cut yourself with your blade. Alright, so that's what our mixture looks like. It has some clumps in it, but they're clumps of very fine pieces, so I think we should be okay. Next, we get to move on to making the meringue. The meringue is what makes macarons so light and fluffy and absolutely delicious. My friend Tiki, she loves macarons. They're her absolute favorite. So to make our meringue, we are going to be using 3 egg whites that I've let sit for a little while so they're at room temperature. You can do this in your stand mixer or with a hand mixer, but Papa says that macarons taste best if they are beaten by hand. So I am just going to be using a whisk. Here are our egg whites. They have been sitting for a while, so they're at room temperature. I'm gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to get to mixing. All right, so this might take a little while, and it takes a lot of arm strength, but like I said, it really shows your love, and that's perfect for Valentine's Day. So we are going to mix this until stiff peaks form. So let's get mixing. Okay, so you want to beat your eggs until you have soft peaks. That means that if you put your utensil in there and lift it up, it's still going to have a little bit of a peak there, but it's not going to be too hard. You could beat that down if you needed. So that's perfect. Let me tell you, that is a bit of an arm workout. I think it's an arm workout fit for Ladybug. Okay, so now we're going to add some sugar. Our next step is to add a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. We are going to add this slowly and gradually add it into our egg whites. And then we're going to beat them again until they form stiff peaks. So let's get adding. Alright, so I've added in all of our sugar and we still have a little bit of that soft peak, which is what you want. And after this, we are going to beat these until they form stiff peaks. You should be able to take the bowl and turn it upside down and nothing will fall out. Whew, that's a lot of beating. Alright guys, let's get to mixing. Alright, so after a bit more mixing, I got my eggs to stiff peaks. So if I mix it a little bit and then lift up my, see? They stay up. They don't really bend over a whole lot, like that. And now if I wanted, I should. Are you guys ready? It worked! So now we're ready to add our vanilla and our food coloring. So we're going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and add that in until it's just incorporated. You don't want to mix too much. All right, so I've added my vanilla. The next thing I'm going to do is add my food coloring. I'm going to be making my macarons pink since that's my favorite color. So if you've never worked with food coloring before, let me say that a little bit goes a very long ways. So be sure not to add too much. All right, here we go. So I just added 2 small drops of food coloring to my egg whites, and I think they look beautiful. I love this color so much. So next we get to add in our dry ingredients. Using a spatula, I'm going to add about 1/3 of our flour mixture into our egg whites. And then I'm going to very slowly fold that in. I'm not gonna mix, I'm gonna fold so that way we don't lose any of the air in the egg whites. After that, I'm going to keep repeating until all of my flour is used up. And then I'm going to continue mixing my eggs until I can form figure 8s with the batter and it stays into place. Okay, let's get to mixing. Papa says that this part is the trickiest because if you mix too quickly or too much, you're gonna lose all of the air in your egg whites and they won't be light and fluffy anymore. And that is the best part of a macaron, the fact that they're so light and fluffy on the inside. All right, now that our macaron batter is all finished, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into a piping bag so we can put it onto our trays. So now we're simply gonna go ahead and pipe our macarons. Try to make them all the same size, but it's okay if they're not perfect. You're still showing your love with your baking. So I have laid out our macarons, and now this is one of the most important steps. Papa says that you have to bang your tray at least 5 times, if not more, to make sure that you get all the air bubbles out of your macarons. So I am going to simply drop the tray onto the counter. If you look closely, you can see there are air bubbles starting to come up. You want to keep going until all of those are gone. All right, that looks pretty good to me. And now we have to let them rest at room temperature for 30 minutes to an hour. This is the worst part. I absolutely hate waiting so long. I want to just eat them right now. But if you do, they won't be right. So make sure you let them wait. I will see you guys in an hour. Well, our hour is over, so let's go ahead and take a look at our macarons. So here are our macarons. As you can see, they don't really look any different. But if I take my finger and touch the top of them, you can see that it doesn't leave anything on my finger and there are no indents. So these are ready to go into the oven. They'll be in the oven for about 17 minutes. And I've preheated my oven to 300 degrees. So let's go ahead and pop this tray in. It's important to make sure you do not open your oven as these are baking, otherwise they will deflate and they will lose all of that fluffiness. So we're gonna wait 17 minutes and then see what they look like. I hope they look good. I really wanna be able to impress Adrian. While our macarons are our buttercream filling. This goes in between the 2 layers and holds them together into a nice cookie sandwich. For this, we're going to need 3 cups of powdered sugar, a cup of butter, a little bit of vanilla, and some heavy cream. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using the stand mixer for this since it's going to be a lot easier and will make our filling a bit fluffier. In our bowl, I'm going to place our butter. I've been letting this set at room temperature so it'll be easier to whip. Ta-da! There's our butter. And using the whisk attachment on my stand mixer, I'm going to go ahead and beat this until it's nice and creamy. And that is our whipped butter. Now it's time to add our sugar. This is powdered sugar and I have 3 cups. Go ahead and add this all at once and then we're going to mix it again until it's all combined. As you can see, that's looking pretty nice and fluffy. Next, we're going to add our vanilla and our cream. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And now we're going to add our heavy cream. We're going to add 3 tablespoons total, but add them one at a time to make sure they blend in nicely. And now we have some lovely buttercream frosting. It looks so yummy, I could eat all of it right now. We're gonna have to put it into our macarons. So let's go ahead and get it into a piping bag. Now our cookies are all finished baking. You wanna make sure that you let them cool completely before you start piping them. I've let ours cool and taken them off of their baking sheet, and here they are. They are nice and cute. They have the perfect little feet, is what this bubbly part is called. And now we're gonna be able to make cute little cookies out of them. I'm so excited. So I've sorted out our cookies by size so it'll be easier to mash them together. And I have our frosting all put into our piping bag. So now all we need to do is fill them up. I also got this really cute heart container, and this is what I'm gonna put Adrian's cookies in. I think he'll like it, but it's subtle too, right? It's not too much. Oh, I don't know. All right, well, let's go ahead and start piping our cookies. I'm gonna move you guys over here. Ready? Woo! All right, let's go ahead and get piping. I really like them. I'm gonna put them in a box for Adrian now. So here is our finished box of macarons for Adrian. I'm so excited to give this to him. I hope he loves them. They were made with all of my love and feelings and thoughts about our 3 kids and a hamster. But yeah, so that is how you make macarons. Taught by me, Marinette Dupanching, and thanks to my papa, Tom, who is awesome and so good at making macarons. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I should try one, huh? Papa says that it's best if you let them wait for 24 hours before you eat them, but I don't have that kind of patience and I really want to try one. You ready? I'm so excited. It tastes like love and happiness. All right, everyone. Well, thanks again, and I really appreciate you guys, and I hope that I can see you again, and we can do this again. Yeah? Okay. I think that's it. Well, everyone, I hope you stay safe. There are so many Akumas out there. It's very dangerous. So stay safe and Ladybug and Chat Noir will save the day and keep everyone safe. So, until next time, bug out! See you later. Goodbye. Tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. We'll do this again. Yeah. Okay, bye. Oh my gosh. That was so close, Tiki. That was so close. Come on out. Come here.
Great job, Marinette.
Hey. I'm so sorry I kept you locked up for so long. That took way longer than I thought it would. But, cookies? Do you want to try one?
Yes, yes.
Here, they're kind of big, but I think you can handle it, and you'll really, really like them.
It's delicious.
I'm so glad you like it, Tiki.
Marinette, is your camera okay?
Huh?
Well,
What are you talking
there's
about?
a red light on it.
My camera's still recording. My camera's still